Hey everyone, my name is Chris Lambert, co-host of Watching the Throne, a lyrical analysis of Kanye West, and today I'm going to show you a video right over here that comes from the world-famous Tony Williams, Kanye's cousin, Instagram account. It was a live stream he was doing while getting a tattoo done, and then we're going to talk about it. So I'm going to go away, I'm going to put that up, and then I'll be back. You might hear me breathing. So what? I'm going away. There I go. And now here comes Tony.
It's like we just go in the studio and we just create. And then at whatever point we pick up the pieces and whatever sticks, sticks, and what doesn't stick. But, my thumbprint is somewhere on the project. Sometimes, my energy and my vibe is sometimes, what I contribute to it. It's all about energy and having the right people in the room. But yeah, I've been working on Yandhi, of course. It's like we just go in the studio.
All right. I'm back. Hey. The thing I really love at the end of the video is just Tony has his legs slung over the other chair, right? Why don't we keep that going and just take the volume down? He has his legs slung over the other chair. And then at the very end, he's just like staring at him and he's like, turn it off. Turn it off. He's just relaxed. So here he talks about a couple things. He talks about the fact that he and Kanye have continued to work, or Kanye has continued to work on the album. And maybe the biggest thing is just at the end, he calls it Yandhi, which, there's been a lot of speculation about whether or not Kanye was going to keep the name Yandhi, or if he was going to call the album something else. This would be the first time that we've gotten the name of an album and then it got delayed and then the album name changed. I think if the album name had started being called something else behind the scenes, then right here, Tony would have used a different name for it, or just said, the album's coming along, rather than saying Yandhi. Though it might just be that they've thought about it as Yandhi for so long that they keep calling it that. But it seems to still be called Yandhi. And just part of the process that I think has been talked about before and that Malik Youssef kind of referenced is that Kanye is kind of in this process of creating, and a lot of it falls away when he comes back to it, and it's just kind of this instant capture of what he's feeling. And Tony talks about that with, they come back and there's some pieces there and they'll use some of the pieces, keep making music, and there's some continuity in that way, but they're also just trying to kind of find what it is they're looking for. And when there's an album, there's an album. And I guess that's kind of the point where we're at with everything. Doesn't seem to be that there's a deadline that they're working towards and that they're in any kind of hurry to finish something. That is just kind of what can we discover as we're going along this process. And when we get the album, we get the album, which I think might be disappointing to some people, but I don't think that this is that far from what Kanye was doing after Yeezus heading into the life of Pablo. And just the fact that he was searching for a sound. We thought it was going to be So Help Me God, which would have had God Level, Piss on Your Grave, Black Bruce Wayne, 4 or 5 seconds, I guess it turns out, All Day, I Feel Like That. But that concept of the album eventually got shelved. And what emerged then was Wolves and a bunch of the other stuff that we then started hearing leading up to the eventual release of The Life of Pablo. So I do think Kanye's process has been historically, and even now, create a bunch of material and then we'll see what we get. It's just, we're all here on the receiving end waiting for that final product, and it kind of sucks in this case because we thought we had it at the end of September. So maybe something more soon. It doesn't seem like there's that definitive of a thing. What Tony talks about with sometimes what he contributes is just the energy of the vibe. I'm pretty sure I've heard Sci-Hi, the Prince, talk about that as well. That it's not always about giving Kanye lyrics, right? Or like what you're writing. It's just being there to help with the energy level and to help listen to Kanye's ideas and throw some ideas at him that get the juices flowing, rather than like, what about this line, Kanye? What about this line? So 30-second clip, but there's some things to extrapolate from it. And I guess we'll just keep our ears to the ground and see what else comes up. Shout out to SD Pilgrim on Twitter, who made me aware of this video. Much appreciated. If you have any thoughts, questions, go ahead and leave them below and we'll discuss or answer them. And I think that does it then for this. A few of the, these things. Podcast episode, our facts episode recently came out, and our 2 words episode is soon dropping. We're also going to have our AMA and heartbreaks on the Runaway movie coming out, I think, in a few hours. If you're a Club Kanye member, that AMA and heartbreak episode is already available. It came out a little bit early, so you can hear Travis and I dive into what's going on in the Runaway movie, answering questions from Club Kanye members and also from Twitter. So if you want to listen to that, stay tuned. If you want to join Club Kanye for some of the specific conversations, we're treating it as a private lounge for Kanye fans that has curated discussion. We're in the midst of getting a Discord set up. And as you can see, Discord is coming. And each month we're picking a specific topic that we're going to be diving into. And there's going to be some public parts of that, like the AMAs. But then a lot of the discussions and episodes are going to be special for Club Kanye. So if you want to participate in that, just head over to the Patreon. There's a link down in the description, or patreon.com/Kanye podcast. And then a reminder, we wrote an entire fucking book on Yeezus, and it's really cool. I have the copy over there, but don't feel like wheeling over to get it. But it's a collector's book, kind of a coffee table book, as well as a whole breakdown of the soundscape and the narrative and thematic landscape of the album. So if you want to have the ultimate book on Yeezus, this is the one to get. If you have some friends that want it as well, that's also nice. You can see this. We got up to rank number 130 in rap music and in the top 200,000 books on Amazon, which is kind of cool. I keep being kind of proud of that. But otherwise, if you're still listening and don't want to do any of these things, just liking, subscribing, and watching videos goes a long way with telling YouTube that this is a channel that people enjoy, which benefits us. So if you just want to keep doing that, that's fantastic. If you have any requests for videos or coverage, let me know, and I'll hopefully get to it. Otherwise, continue to be wavy, stay loopy, and we'll talk soon. See ya.